This week on What's the Remedy podcast.
What's up? Welcome back to What's the Remedy podcast. It's your boy Dr. J.
Mr. Wash.
Ashley Ray.
And this is your weekly conversation on mental health, social issues, and other contributing factors plaguing society. We are the prescribed antiseptic to toxic masculinity. What's going on, y'all?
Nothing
That's
much.
good.
I learned that I need to start slowing down when I talk because I
You
talk
say it
real
real fast?
at the beginning. And I think I talk real fast in general because I think that's why I stutter. Because I have like a slight stutter sometimes, and I think it's just because I get overexcited.
I'm always overexcited. They just asked me what I was drinking today. Water.
Coffee.
I don't have no coffee. I don't drink coffee. I'm already excited. What's up? You know what I'm saying?
You don't drink coffee in like the mornings?
Not really.
Well, that's tough.
I'm hyper. I'm gonna do a morning with y'all one day live, how I wake up and everything. And y'all can see.
That's cool.
What
I still be sleeping when you be up.
No, you can watch it later.
Yeah, nah. You
can watch how I get up.
You
in
be
the
up at
morning.
like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll be dead.
I haven't did
before
that this
4
week, kinda. I got
Why?
Because I've just been on so I'm tired, Lord.
You know what? Mondays and Tuesdays, I need to start waking up early so I can work out because I work so late. I see a lot of clients late on Monday and Tuesday nights. So now, like, I don't have time to work out because I don't see my last client. I'm done at like 9:30 at night most of those days.
You
So
should work out after that.
nigga, at like 10 o'clock?
If you really want it, you'll
Oh,
be in
hell
there.
no.
That's
Now,
what my
I also want to
that's what my trainer says, and I be like, I don't want it that bad.
But you know what? I do want it. But I think if I wake up early, I can do it. But I need to wake up at like 5 o'clock so I can get to the gym like 5:30.
Come on in the gym with me at 5.
Nigga, you weigh in like Humble or some shit like
You
that.
can just hop the beltway.
Nigga, that's
We got somebody
30
coming from
minutes.
Katy that comes there.
But then where do they go after that?
I think she go back home.
I don't go back home after that.
We'll go to your gym.
Yeah, I mean, I go to my gym. I mean, I like y'all's little workouts. Y'all look like y'all having a good time and everything.
Who? What?
I mean, y'all look like y'all really getting a lot of work done. You know
We
what
get
I'm
a
saying?
lot of work done. I try to do
That's-
what I can.
That's what you want from a workout.
That's right. My stomach kind of went down. I was like,
There you go.
oh, looking, but it's probably back up now because I ain't been there.
You know what? That's what happened to me. Because like I had like actually started doing really good for like a month.
Yep.
And then like the past couple weeks since I started getting these late clients, and then I didn't want to cook, I didn't have no groceries, so I'd just be picking up food to eat. So I've been eating bad. So I done got fat all over again. I mean, I never really stopped being fat.
But I just watch what I eat, especially when I'm not working out during the week.
See, and I usually do, but like okay, so like this week they kind of fed us because for one it's Teacher Appreciation Week.
Oh,
and
happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
Oh, thanks, yeah.
Yeah, we don't give a.
Oh, and Nurses Appreciation Week. so
Yeah,
shout out to
I see a
nurses.
lot of nurses on my page.
Yeah.
I ain't know
You be
that.
finding out people's professions like all of a sudden on these weeks. Like, oh shit, you a nurse? You a teacher?
Right.
We'll let you around some kids.
Basically.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so we've been eating bad then too, so they gave us like some breakfast sandwiches one day. No, that shit ain't no good. They give
What
you, like,
kind of
donuts
and
shit.
you ate it. You ate it.
Yeah.
You ate it.
You ate it.
You ate. I was about to say you ate that shit. I'm trying to stop.
Gotcha.
That's
Never
so crazy.
mind. It just.
You might as well, man. You know you do it enough anyway, so it's gonna slip at least a couple times. Just let it slip, my nigga. Let it slip. Anywho, so how was y'all's weekend?
Cool.
Did you do anything special?
We went to the water park.
Oh
I
yeah.
was supposed to go to the river, but it was flooded because of the rain. We went to Slitterbond. That was basically.
Y'all went to Slitterbond, like New Braunfels Slitterbond?
Yeah.
Oh, they're not Galveston Slitterbond?
No. I wish we kind. Never mind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what about you, Wash? What did you do this weekend?
I was saying, went out, had a couple drinks.
Oh yeah, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo, you know what I'm saying?
Cinco de Mayo.
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 So, got all that busy weekend, that's about it.
You drunk something?
Yeah.
You went out the house?
Yeah.
Shit.
He had some shit.
You at the house both days, Saturday and
Yes,
Sunday?
I did.
You got a little darker?
I know.
Man, you did better than me. I don't think I did anything Saturday. I went out Sunday though.
Mm-hmm.
Went to.
You always out.
I'm not always out.
Alan don't go out.
Yeah.
You always out.
I try to live my life to the fullest.
You
I
out.
still ain't got no kids.
Alan ain't never out.
You know.
I'm always at work, shit.
I was like, yeah, he used to be at work every time.
Alan
we
don't
come
like
on
to
here-
go out. He don't like people. He don't like to socialize.
Every time we come on here and we ask about the weekend, Alan be like, I had to work.
He lying.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's between him and his job. Shit.
I stayed in the house Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I hit you up and you said you
It was
wasn't
too
going.
damn hot. I went outside to run errands. He's like, it's 84. Yes, it was 80 degrees, but that's.
No, it got hot fast. So it was 80 something when I first was trying to leave, and then by the time I like actually got out there, I checked the temperature again. It was like 95. So
yeah,
it got hot fast.
I didn't feel like being around my people and heat. So.
Yeah, black people and heat don't mix. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. But I mean, overall, I had a good time. I got drunk and all that kind of stuff. Ready to Cinco de Mayo stuff. Passed out and then wake up till it was time for me to go to work the next morning. It was pretty good though, man.
Never be like that.
That's you look at it like that's crazy. That's a good thing.
I did the responsible thing. I stayed home.
You just didn't want to be out there heat. If you would have been out there, you'd been drunk.
You know what I'm saying? What was that? You know what I'm saying?
I drunk enough Saturday.
Yeah.
We started drinking like 10 o'clock.
Y'all was passed out on a little party.
I was not. You see, I stayed up.
You recorded it. That's the only reason I know that everybody else was passed out.
Like, nigga, I don't go to sleep. I'm probably the oldest one on this bus. Ain't no sleep, me.
Yeah, y'all was turned. But anywho, I think we could jump right into the main segment today because we got a lot of stuff to unpack here today.
I'm ready.
It's a lot of shit to unpack because it's layers of this argument that we need to get to. And so we'll get into the check yourself segment. Our check yourself segment today is going to be over. I want to say it's basically over being insecure. Because we're going to address the big thing that's been going on all social platforms for the past like 3 days. Well, I guess 2 days because it came out yesterday. Did it come out yesterday?
I thought it came out Monday.
It came out Monday. It came out Monday.
Today Wednesday. Okay, yeah. Okay.
It came out Monday. So on Monday, the Red Table Talk released with Ayesha Curry and
Ayesha Curry,
Sadell, how you say her name? Curry, the other Curry.
The Curry.
Talking about the sister?
Yeah, what's her first name?
I'm not sure.
Sadell, it's Sydel. That's how you say her name. But she was on there, and then of course Jada Pinkett, Willow, and her mama. Was there anybody else on the Red Table Talk?
So Curry's mom. What's her name? That's her name? What's her name?
I don't think was his mom on there?
That's his mom. That's mom sitting right by.
I knew. I knew it was
It was the three of them, and then there was Jada, her daughter, and her mom.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So the Currys were there.
The Currys and
the Pinkett Smiths.
Yeah.
Well, Norris. What's her mama name? Is like Norris.
Yeah, something like that.
And then Jada Pinkett Smith, and then Willow Smith.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, Red Table Talk came out. I mean, they talked about a lot on there. I mean, like overall, the episode wasn't like the most dynamic episode, or whatever. But Ayesha Curry was on it, and Ayesha Curry has been known to be kind of polarizing for people on social media. So like people like to attack her because of things that she says. Because a lot of times, some of the things she says they hit people the wrong way. Okay. So just to give you a little background before we get into what she actually said this time, one of the reasons that people have a problem with Ayesha Curry is that she says things that, I mean, to her, and if you take them out of context, it may come off the wrong way, but she'll say things like, I like to cover my body up with clothes and so that the only person that sees me is my husband. And other people are like, oh, so you can't get naked, like you call the rest of us hoes because we get naked.
See, y'all took it that way. She ain't say that shit,
but like I said,
but you took it that way.
But that's when she goes to that kind of conversation. Then she goes to other conversations like, I think when they lost the playoffs, whatever, when they was like 7-3 lost to LeBron, whatever, she came out talking about how the NBA is rigged and they don't want like the Warriors to win and shit like that. And just kind of went off left with that.
She's fighting for her man.
Yeah, no, she's vocal.
She's very vocal, and so she's like I said, she's polarizing because when she says something, people get mad at her. And then there were times where, I mean, I think it's a big deal on like Twitter. I don't know that this is big of a deal on things like Facebook, but like there's a pick me sect of people, and by sect I mean like a group of people that say things that could make people would consider to be wifey material. Like I can cook, I can clean, I can do this and that, blah blah blah.
So she's one of them.
I mean, but she talks about things that she does, and she happens to be a chef. Yeah. And she happens to dress real conservatively, and she's real. Their family is real Christian based, so they do. She says a lot of that kind of stuff. So people be like, "Oh, so you better than us because."
Y'all think that shit.
I mean, and like I said, if you take it out of context, some of the things she says, you could look at it like that. You can look at it being that way. Because even the comment about the clothing, I think it came up in like the way that it came up in the conversation. I can't remember exactly what happened because this was months ago, maybe like a year or two ago. No, I think that was like 2015. It was like 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But she had tweeted it, and it was like in the middle of a conversation talking about women that, you know, post thirst traps. And she was saying that she don't post thirst traps, she comes herself up. And so it kind of could be taken
as... she was like, only time anybody gonna see like this goodness, whatever, is for who it's for.
Yeah.
Like nobody else like to see the goods. So it's understandable.
I mean, and like I said, a lot of things she said make sense.
Like,
but
what you looking?
Why are you looking like that? You don't
keep going.
You disagree or do you agree? I can't tell by your face.
What is a thirst trap picture when it's like I be thinking of other like celebrities that y'all may say that's a thirst trap picture. I can only think of what I'm thinking in my head is like Gabrielle Union. She had a bikini on and some nigga wrote something underneath her. Like one NBA player, they said he was being disrespectful because he wrote.
Oh yeah, because she looked. Looking good. Yeah.
That's not a thirst trap picture to me. It was basically like, but people would say because you threw a bikini picture out there as a thirst trap picture, but she actually that was in a magazine though. I don't feel like a bikini is a thirst trap picture, but dudes will say that, women will say that, but.
Are you saying that because of your bikini pictures?
Oh,
I was gonna say Ashley just dropped bikini pictures. That's why she got to define it.
Okay, I didn't think about that, but like, yeah, people would say that probably was a thirst trap, but I post, but I don't feel like that. I was in Miami, nigga, I'm on the beach.
I know. I think that a lot of people. I think it began thirst trap. The idea of a thirst trap kind of began whenever they were like they're accentuating certain body parts to like. Show off.
I think most thirst people classify most thirst trap pictures, whatever. Most thirst trap pictures are selfies, but they are selfies, whatever. But it's I think people feel like if you're in your bikini, you're on the beach, right? Mm-hmm. You're having fun, and somebody just took a picture of you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're having fun, whatever case will be. That's one thing. But when you have people, I guess, come out the blue, they ain't post something in a while, whatever. They come out the blue and they're posing. You know what I'm saying? Basically, posing.
But it has to be like a seductive.
Yeah, posing.
I do not do that.
Posing, accentuating your body.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. People are like, oh, you trying to get some.
Trying to look sexy.
Yeah.
You know how to try to look sexy.
You know how to try to look. You know what you're doing.
You know.
You know what you're doing. You can't act like you don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You a lie.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
I don't know.
I mean, I say all that to say that that's one of the reasons why they kind of
keep her clothes on.
That's one of the reasons why people don't like Ayesha Curry because the basketball comments and her comments about her lifestyle.
I like her and she can say shit like that, but I don't agree with what she's saying. But it is what it is. We can agree to disagree.
I know, and that's a big thing, and we're gonna get into that today too because that's one thing people can do is agree to disagree. So anyway,
I think she's real cool. I bought her cookbook. Oh, I actually like her.
Yeah, and I heard she could cook a little bit. And they said she could probably use some more seasoning or some of the stuff.
No, her restaurant was cool.
That's right.
Yeah. You know, anyway.
The blame.
Yeah, a little
really?
But anyway.
That's because y'all got high blood pressure and shit. Anyway, that's me.
But
you know, person in the room with
I was like, I might have high blood pressure, but they ain't said nothing about it in a while. So
I know when that shit is high.
Oh, you know, I don't have that kind of high blood pressure. But anyway, so what happened in this situation was one of the clips that went viral was her saying that, you know, first she said that, you know, Steph has a lot of women all around him. Like he has a lot of groupies, you know, women be throwing themselves at him.
They be around him?
No, like they're always trying to get to him, like at games and stuff like that. And so like you got like, and she considered them like a lot of them be like really beautiful women that are like really trying to get to Steph Curry. She's like, but with her, she doesn't get that kind of attention.
She just don't get that attention, I feel like, from beautiful men.
No, she said she don't get male attention at all. She said, I get zero male attention. And she's like, and the issue came up when she was like, I don't get any male attention. She said, I don't really want it, but I don't get male attention like that. And he's getting all this attention. So at times it makes her feel a little bit insecure because she feels like something's wrong with her, that nobody likes her like that. Like nobody is looking at her and being like, damn, you know, she's sexy or whatever, because they looking at Steph and being like, damn, I want him, but nobody want her.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. In that clip, and I hate that people always get to arguments over clips because it's like there's usually a whole interview.
Everything's out of context.
Yeah, everything's out of context with a clip. But in that clip, but even in that clip, people are ignoring that everybody else in that room said the same thing.
Yes, that's
when
I watched the majority of it, I was like, dang, why they just jumping on her?
Because she's like,
Jada said it too.
Yep.
Everybody said they didn't felt that way. I didn't felt that way before. You do. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all like that validation or some type of intention from somebody else, even if they ugly. I don't mind you sliding in the DM like you look beautiful. I'm like, and I'm gonna say thank you and keep moving. I'm looking good today. It do boost your ego up a little bit. Like, bitch, I still got it. But that's it.
So you want somebody to give you
I don't
some
need
attention
somebody,
so that you
but
get curved.
it's really nice to have.
That is the big thing.
So
it's really nice to
but
have.
you're gonna curve them anyway. So why do you?
I'm gonna curve you, but it's nice to you slide in there, sir.
So what if men? And I'm playing devil's advocate because I don't agree.
But I feel like
but,
why y'all do it? Because you know you're gonna get curved.
But what if men just didn't do it because they knew they were gonna get curved?
It's just,
Would you feel like the attention was still there, or would you feel like damn nobody's even trying?
Well, I don't like that. Okay, it's funny with me. I like attention and I don't like attention, so it really don't bother me that much.
It don't bother you that they don't say anything.
Mm.
Have you ever had a time when nobody said anything to you? Like,
and I thought I was looking good.
Looking good.
Yeah, like you thought you were looking good.
If I think I don't know.
See,
I don't know. I can't even play like that.
I feel like that's the way I look at it. Like, let's say you getting dressed one time, right? You throwing on your best fit. Like, even if you a nigga, like if you a man, you throwing on your best fit. You look at it like, oh shit, I just bought these. I bought these $200 shoes. This Versace shirt, I done spent my whole check on.
You got your chest hair hanging. Got the 2 chains on.
Yeah, look
at all Vegas feet.
I put my watch on and shit. Like I just got a fresh haircut. Like just walked out the chair.
You putting on the good cologne.
Got the good cologne
the
on.
The penny dropper cologne.
And then you walk into an environment with a bunch of women.
And we ain't saying shit.
Nigga, I'll be mad as fuck.
Right.
I
need one nigga. I need one nigga to look at me. Just one. And I'm alright. Let's go.
Because I'm going to be like, hey, bro, I know I did something. Somebody got to give me something for this.
I'm going to say, but I'm...
Let's say you got your freaking dress on.
Bam.
And you got your makeup, like your face beat.
Oh, beat. By the guards.
For the guards.
For the guards. So, okay.
Hair freshly done, or you got a new weave.
You
got a new weave.
New, like brand new. It's baby hair is laid.
Fresh out the
you know what I'm saying? Edges.
Ooh, package. Nobody gets weave out the package.
Can have free range hair.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway,
okay.
But like everything is put together.
Hey, I'm walking around fresh off the head.
Shut up. Everything good.
Everything good, and don't not now nigga say nothing to you. Like they look right past you.
But that has happened to me before. But a nigga will come back maybe a day later or 2 days later to say something.
Let's make it even worse than that. Let's say it's you and a group of friends,
and they say something to him.
You know you look better. I mean, and you know it's your friends, but it's your friends. But you know you looking better than them that night at least. You know you done set it off that night.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be real arrogant about this. It's just something they doing and I ain't doing, and you go with them, but baby over here, now I'm just playing. And I'm not playing.
I think anybody would feel some
you
type
feel
of
some
way
type of way,
that.
but then I'd be like, I'm just here to have fun. I've always been like, I ain't here to shut up, nigga. Shut your ass up. I said, look. I'm just here to have fun.
Who the fuck gonna
say
I'm
just here to have fun?
But
you know I don't like attention like that.
Nobody checking for me at all because I'm just here to have fun.
It's okay, guys.
It's okay, guys.
It's okay, guys.
I just like to have fun.
Nobody has to say I'm cute or anything today, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just gonna have fun.
I just like to have fun. I'm gonna knock all that off. I'm just here to have fun.
That may be true. That may be the underlying thing that you're here to have fun. But you there also, but you put that attire on, that makeup on, whatever.
I wanna, but no. I ain't do this for nobody.
No. For yourself.
Yeah.
But you want to be acknowledged for your work.
No.
I'm sorry, everybody does. Shit.
No.
If like you say, if somebody.
Because I went to the gala, I just wanted to look nice.
And nobody said nothing to you at the
gala. They didn't know who the fuck I was.
But nobody said anything. Nobody at all said anything to you at the gala. Nobody complimented you on anything. Nobody did.
No, they didn't.
Nobody said nothing to you?
No. My date probably did.
Fugly.
What? I'm fugly? What the fuck is does that mean? You laugh a little too hard. The fuck is Fugly? The Fugly friend? Google this.
Ashley up here Googling Fugly.
I swear I watched a movie called this.
I ain't heard Fugly since like middle school.
The hell is Fugly?
But I mean, you
It says very ugly or unattractive.
it stands for fucking.
Yeah.
Fugly.
They didn't know he was.
They don't know
What the fuck is this?
So we gonna
Then I was like, oh, hey. Yeah.
So, but you
He
know,
looked nice. Didn't he?
I know that's what I said. It was a good night. That's why I was surprised you said ain't nobody say nothing. Cause it was
I think
it
it's
was
more
nice.
where I went. Like, those men are married and they can't. I don't know.
well,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and
okay.
that's another thing. Like, when we work out together, I went for my gym,
Okay,
and
so
now not
you-
even talk to me like that.
Okay, and so that brings up another topic of the conversation. So one of the arguments people had was a lot of times she's not getting any attention because people have respect for her husband.
And I think that is okay.
I agree.
That's a lot of respect because men don't give. Well, women really don't give a shit. But
I'm just saying men, and like part of the conversation has been why we think that men seem to be more respectful of Steph.
Men? Oh, Steph. Oh.
You know, because like nobody's really, because she's saying nobody even tries to shoot.
So they
I think nobody trying to shoot because she don't put herself out there like that.
No, she
So,
doesn't.
so it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of out of sight, out of mind.
That's true. Maybe if I put myself out there and had more like what you call them pictures.
If she had thirst trap pictures out
If I
there,
had
stuff
more
like that,
thirst trap
I think
pictures,
niggas would shoot. But
I can get more.
you conservative with your family all the time. I think you just
And-
out of sight, out of mind.
And you give
Yeah,
off that,
like,
you give off that
The
vibe
motherly,
of mother.
she's
yeah.
a motherly type of vibe. You don't think about
Yeah,
no
we see-
whole
we-
vibe
we-
every
my
once in a while.
like,
We would
like,
like to see it because when she do show it, I'd be like, this ain't right. Like she took
Yeah, it
a
don't
picture.
look right.
To be honest, she took a picture one time. I was like, that don't even look right.
I always say it's your damn kids for the past 4 or 5 years. When he
But
was
she
like,
took a picture like I think for her birthday.
Even when she was like, I think she was like dancing in one of the videos, and I was like, she don't.
It's just like it's not you. It don't look right.
But it's like somebody said on Twitter, it's like don't nobody, and this is not true, but somebody be like, don't nobody walk into a party and be like, oh, you see that bitch over there with them 3 kids? Can't wait to get me
That's
some
wrong.
of that one.
That's wrong.
I'm about to shoot.
Ooh,
Shut
she
up.
got 3 toddlers too.
Oh my god. You think we say that shit?
I don't think anybody says that shit, but that's my point. Like,
Ooh,
there's
you
a
see
lot
that
of
nigga with
reasons.
that daddy belly? Oh.
But there's a lot of reasons that people ain't gonna shoot at her. So I mean, part of her not getting attention ain't necessarily that she's not attractive. It's just that nigga ain't being.
So
like, oh,
why are women? They did talk about this on the show, like why women basically so damn disrespectful.
Because
I
women
guess I should
think
ask myself. But no.
like well, Steph Curry makes $70 million a year, for one thing.
70 million?
Yeah. So he makes about
so
70 million a year.
70
70.
a year?
Yeah, like between all
That's
his
what you worried
endorsements, all that
about.
kind of stuff.
All his endorsements.
Oh yeah.
He make,
I'm not worried about nobody trying to validate me,
because he
but
makes $30 million off the NBA by itself.
Yeah. And then he does the Under Armour deal. He has some other deals like
so that
that.
lets you know money and everything when you ain't getting no attention.
I mean,
You
and
still
that's
got
kind of the
insecurity.
point. But that's one of the reasons why women ain't really standoffish with him because they're like, shit, this nigga got money, and that some women.
She got some money too.
But this is my thing too. I think women,
She got her own shit.
I think women, like you say, women are disrespectful with some stuff, whatever. I think women are more disrespectful and more aggressive with situations like that because it is such a small pool that they're choosing from.
Mm-hmm.
So they be like, you know what I'm saying, you got something good, I want that something good.
Oh, we here to take. So
Yeah.
basically, we about to fight and compete. That's what's wrong. Mostly, I'm gonna speak for black women. Yeah, we some competing motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We gonna compete.
Yeah, like they always tell, they always tell black women to say this, and we hear more with black women, is to be like, watch what you say around your friends of how good your nigga is.
Duh.
somebody
You
else
never
gonna
talk, and don't talk down on them in front of your
Yeah.
friends either. So you don't say nothing. I just be like, oh.
But what I'm saying, like, because they feel like if you say you have a good man, right, and all I'm dealing with these trash ass niggas out here,
no fault.
I'm gonna take that nigga.
You ain't about to say shit.
See, that's the
See,
fight though.
And that, I mean, that's a mentality that more so with like even with men. Okay, because like let's say Steph make like we said like 30 anywhere between 30 to 70 million a year. If I'm a regular ass dude that working 9 to 5, I may at my best pull in 6 figures. What am I gonna do for somebody that has a husband that makes like 30 million. I'm not even finna bother trying to talk to her. I can get some hoes that look just as good that'll be happy with my little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? Like you, and like we said, she don't put herself out there to be like a sex symbol. So it's not like you like, oh shit, I just gotta give me some of that.
But I don't know.
Bad part about it, there's this fucked up. There's an Ayesha Curry on every block.
Yeah.
There's not a Steph Curry on every block.
No.
You might not be. Well,
somebody trying to get that money. Yeah.
I ain't checking for him like that. Hope them hoes lose tonight anyway.
You
Let's go Rockets.
You can find an Ayesha Curry any day of the week.
You can't find an Ashley Ray every day.
Go outside right now.
Shut your ass up.
I was like, you gotta ask me, right? Next
Yeah, I got Ashley Ray in building
It's
6.
only one. No. It's only one
I seen
me.
her walking yesterday.
It's only one me. You got me fucked up.
Say no, she was
You got me
like
fucked
Ashley.
up.
Doppelganger.
No. You got me messed up. It's only one me, baby.
She got a twin?
It's only one me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the original.
You are original, Ashley.
Right.
I give you that. You're original.
Until she walk out of building 6 and she come downstairs. And
That might look. That's that.
Yeah, look like that.
That's that Fugazi.
Spider-Man.
That's
Yo,
That's that Fugazi.
You'll tell it. Like
tell it, Ashley.
Yeah. Like,
But yeah, okay, so the other thing that came up was, so like with her saying that, how do y'all feel about that? Do you think that she was out of line and said,
No.
No?
no, I don't think she's right because I feel where she's coming from. I feel like she wants some gratification because, like you said, she has 3 kids.
Yes, a lot of people feel that way, but we're not gonna tell you.
Okay, and I agree, but playing devil's advocate again, one of the things that came up was it's on a public forum. So do you think that it's wrong to put it out in public where it's nationally consumed by everybody, the issue that you have?
It gets us to talk about it more.
Be mindful.
I don't think.
Be mindful of your platform. Because,
I don't
like I
feel
said,
like she did anything wrong.
She had an open, honest discussion.
Yeah.
And so like that, but that does put stuff back on her family life and like on her husband's life and stuff like that.
But
so
a lot of stuff she says put back on her family life. Like
that's what I'm talking about. She
you
still,
got-
that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
But she still hasn't like got that
Learn.
mindset of being like, hey, maybe I shouldn't say this right now.
Cause he ain't checking her ass.
Probably right.
But my argument for that is, because I think a lot of people are saying the same thing. They're saying that, Steph got to now deal with this humiliation of, he ain't handling business at home.
I don't think he's
then-
you think he's being like, you think he's mad about that? I wouldn't.
I'm just talking about in general, because between this and then, because they said the same thing when she was talking about the refs and talking about the game being rigged a couple years ago. They said the same thing, like, now Steph got to deal with this, and she's humiliating and embarrassing her husband on TV.
Because this is my thing, like, he's in the playoffs right now, right? They're playing against the Rockets and stuff. They series tied and shit, right?
Yeah.
You in the news conference, you might be expecting to get a basketball question, right? About the game. Then somebody be like, yeah, so
He knew what he married.
No, somebody, but still, like, who wants to deal with that?
He does.
Right.
He know who that girl is that he married, that he sleep
Okay.
with next. You know who you married.
So that's what my argument's gonna be, and that's the argument I was just about to respond to somebody online about it, because my argument for that is, okay, I understand what people are saying. Like, she's getting out there, she's saying things, she's like, that stuff sounds embarrassing and humiliating and shit that you're gonna have to deal with yourself.
I don't
But
feel like it.
I'm gonna tell you, like, I think that it may not be, depending on who you're talking about. Because
Yeah, I
like,
don't think they have that type
if
of
I'm
question.
cool with my wife talking like that, and I say I don't give a fuck what nobody says, then she can say whatever she wants to, and it don't bother me. But if I know that I'm the type of person that gets bothered by those types of things, I would tell my wife, hey man, chill.
Right.
See, this is where it's
And I don't think it bothers him.
I don't think it bothers him. I don't know why.
This is where it's an issue. It's fine for her to say that and speak her mind, right? And his husband, he's like, that's my wife, she's speaking her mind, right? It's perfect. If I was him, it's perfectly fine. As long as we had that conversation too.
And that's
don't let me find out you have issues through the fucking media and through social media and shit like that. Hey, I didn't know you had this problem. I didn't know you felt like this. Why am I learning through a reporter asking me a question, or I'm learning watching a Red Table Talk that you have this issue? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm kind of on the defensive when people ask me, because I'm kind of like, damn, I didn't know that was going on. But we already had that kind of conversation. I'm like, I can say like, that's how she feels. Blah, blah, blah.
And that's where I'm kind of erring on the side that they've already talked about this, because she had mentioned before that she had talked about her insecurities about as far as them having groupies. Mm-hmm. Now I don't know if they've had the conversation about her wanting attention, but I have to assume that they have.
They probably did.
I'm assuming that they have, because she said they talked about it.
Because I just had this conversation with someone, and I was just like, oh, okay.
About wanting attention?
Yeah.
You wanted attention?
No.
Oh.
That's like I say. Say she was on there. She was like, I just don't feel sexy. I don't feel wanted, and this and that. And then
She said that?
no, I'm just saying. She said. I'm saying. She
no.
said like, I don't feel sexy. And I don't feel wanted sometimes and stuff like that. And then they never had that conversation. But then people are like, damn, you don't make your wife feel wanted. He like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But if I already had it and I'm fully prepared, and in fact, if I know that my wife is going on red table talk of anything, I know some shit finna come out.
Yeah.
And so like I know that I'm hoping that whatever comes out in that conversation on red table talks, because I know they get deep. Whatever comes out on that red table talk, we have already talked about. So I'm not gonna be. Nothing's gonna surprise.
I think he's okay.
I think he's okay with it
I
too.
hope he's not okay, so we can win this game. But it is what it is, Lord.
But I think what ends up happening a lot of times on social media is people internalize it.
Yes, of course. And then that's your opinion.
Yeah, so like they're like, man, if it was me,
disagree.
If it was me, man.
Some men do get mad. You better not say shit. You better not say, oh, he makes me feel like I'm not wanted and all. Some men get mad about
But that's one of my biggest pet peeves though. Like,
you know,
I let a lot of shit slide as long as we have a conversation about it. Just like me and you talk about, like when people say, oh, this person has talked to this many people, that people, this and that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how would you feel dating somebody like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, as long as it's understood between me and the person, I don't give a shit because, you know what I'm saying, I might have dated a lot of people, whatever the case may be, or talked to mess with people, whatever. It's the fact that when you somewhere and you get blindsided
right
by
like,
whatever, and the person be like, well, I didn't think, like, what the fuck?
You didn't think,
that's what I'm saying. It's about communication because, like, if they have already communicated that, then whatever came out in red table talk was fine. It's just like Watch was saying, like, let's say you dating a hoe, like she was like going live, like somebody that went had a lot of sexual partners.
A hoe.
Yeah.
He said a hoe.
Yeah. There's known that pretty much like you don't know she had sex
out
or
there.
not.
Any sexual, any gender hoe. I'm saying like even if you're a girl that dating a dude that done fuck a whole bunch of girls.
Because this is the problem with being a hoe. You could fuck probably like 2 or 3 people, but if the woman that you've talked to a whole bunch of people, whatever, people gonna make it seem like you fucked 50.
Right.
Basically.
You know what I'm saying? So your reputation is already mud.
But if whatever your reputation is, you need to have established with whoever you with.
That is, I know.
Hey, this is what I
so should you tell them before you get somewhere or like before? Okay.
Yeah, that conversation should be had early because like I don't want to. If I've been getting out there and I got like let's say 50 people, 50 sexual partners, and since college.
So how do you have this conversation and be like, you know, I've talked to a lot of women.
I mean, I think it should be one of the early conversations.
This is my thing. Like, I don't think you have to disclose like body count.
Not body count, but how do you get to this conversation? Like, you can be talking to people?
But this is my thing. If I'm an attractive guy and you're an attractive woman, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The opposite sex is always gonna think like, oh, I know you.
You got some hoes.
You fuck with some hoes, or I know you got some niggas. What case may be.
Yeah.
This is my thing. Like, you be like, hey. Some people will be like, hey, my college, I had fun, right? I enjoyed myself.
I always hear men say that.
Yeah.
That shit drives me crazy, though. You think I want to hear that shit?
But this is my thing, though. You ain't got to disclose. I don't need a list of all the dudes you can talk to or deal with. But if you know someone in my circle, right, and stuff like that, that needs to be discussed because you don't want to be like, this nigga don't listen anyway, but this shit was funny as fuck. We was at a party and stuff like that. We was at a party, whatever, kicking it. And, you know what I'm saying, the dude, a partner talked to this girl, whatever case may be. You know what I'm saying? She came up, and it was like my other homeboy came up, whatever. We was all just chilling, talking. And she came up to us, whatever, and she's like, hey, y'all, blah, blah, and everything was cool. And she walked off. And the other dude was like, oh, man, y'all know her? Man, boy, you know what I'm saying? Boy, I tell you this and that, blah, 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 this and that, right? While the nigga that she was fucking with, her other friend that he was friends with, didn't know.
That she got out there.
That she got out there like that. Yeah. With him and stuff like that. But he tells us, like, well, wow, this and that. Boy, she wild. And that's how he found out.
Yeah, so if you don't know, like if you know beforehand and you're not blindsided, the reaction to that is going to be totally different. So like if I already know, and this dude like, blah, 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 yeah, like, no, I mean, you know, I'm talking to her now, whatever, you know, it's fine because I already knew that was coming. But if I never knew it, I'm like, oh, this hoe weird. Like, ain't you gonna set me up like this?
So how did he feel?
He just kind of just stood there for it.
He's in shock.
He was just kind of like, oh. Because like I said, she knew that we all was cool and stuff like that, but
I wouldn't have came over there.
And that's the other thing. Like, you need to know where your boundaries are. But this all draws back to the idea that even in this whole Ayesha Curry situation, like, it's all about if they communicated or not. If they already communicated that,
She
all
worried
this other
about
shit
it.
ain't man shit.
She up there cooking meals.
But the thing is, people aren't comfortable having that conversation even in private.
No.
So, like, let's say the woman comes up to you, because everybody's like, oh, it's just bad because she said it in public. How would you feel if your wife came up to you in private and said, hey, you know, I don't really feel wanted because no other males really show me any attention? A lot of these niggas that are talking about, oh, it's just because she said it in public, would still be mad if she said it in private, because they're like,
the
why
way
you want
you
another man
said
to
it
say
like that, you can't say it like that. I would never say it like that.
How should you say it?
Hmm.
I mean, I can give you a good way to say it, but I'm asking you, how do you think that you should say it?
I don't know.
I mean, I really don't find that much fault in the way that she said it, even in the red table talk. Like, if she was having a private conversation, like it was her and Steph having a conversation, and she said, you know, I noticed that, you know, a lot of women are attracted to you. I don't feel that same kind of attraction from men.
You can
And
feel
it makes
like
me
that.
feel like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I made
basically
me
what
feel
she said.
like insecure. Yeah.
She said it makes me feel insecure
Yeah,
because
see
I
nothing
don't
wrong
even get
with
no
she
male
said.
attention.
Right. But I know that nigga like that she ain't getting none.
Right, and niggas and like I'm saying, like, from the people that are arguing on
You don't know.
Facebook
She
and
told her,
Twitter,
you better not put your ass out there on no Instagram like that or no social media. You don't
but
know
I'm saying,
what
like,
she
the
told
people
her.
on Facebook and Twitter that are arguing about this thing and talking about it's only because she said it in public, a lot of those wouldn't be happy with her telling them that in private, because a lot of the arguments that they're making on these statuses and stuff have nothing to do with the public persona.
Yeah.
They have to do with the fact
That's
that
why
why she want
think
attention
she-
from somebody else.
Yeah, I don't understand what was wrong with what she said. Like, everybody was just like mad.
Because
Come on, you
nobody
tripping,
wants to
sis.
believe that people want attention from somebody else.
You do.
Nobody wants to believe that. Like, and even women.
Why
that
you
are
don't
against-
want to? You do want attention from somebody else. You have all these platforms where you look for likes. Oh man, you only get. Oh man, you only got 4 likes on that picture. Ooh, you must be. I'm gonna take this picture
ugly?
down. Right.
Fugly ass.
Oh man, I only got like 2 views on this video. Women want likes, so they gonna show. Men want likes.
Everybody wants
Everybody wants likes. So you want attention from somebody other than your significant other.
You have a world full of validation now.
Right.
Between Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat.
Take that like button off, like they said
and
it's gonna do.
Facebook.
I bet your ass is gonna be on there like this.
And people are actually making an argument that they don't care about attention while posting on all of these sites.
Right. You like the attention. You don't go on
People
Instagram
get-
Live
people
and
get
stuff.
smart. They take that like button off. Everybody, there's gonna be no more pictures. Everything gonna be videos.
Yeah.
Everything gonna be equated through views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you take all that shit off and see what happens. I just want to see what it's gonna look like.
I think that one of the issues with all of that is that people aren't really understanding that how much they really value that type of attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, if we took likes away, then people wouldn't even post anymore, or they figure out a different way to do it, because they're like, well, I can't just post and not know how many points. Like, people want to know what their numbers look like, and then not only do they want to know, because I think what was gonna happen, and don't quote me on this because I don't know, but I think what was gonna happen was you could see when people were liking your post, but nobody else could. And you don't want to not be acknowledged by other people to say, oh damn, it's a bunch of people. Everybody knows that a bunch of people like this post.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if you had 100 likes, but nobody else knew you had 100 likes but you?
What? Why would I do this? I
Why-
want people
why would
to
you have
know.
likes?
I want
Yeah.
people to see that people like my picture.
You don't want to be looked at as ugly. You don't
No.
want. Nobody wants to be looked at as ugly. But the thing is, people want that conversation to be a taboo conversation. People like the fact that it goes unstated. So everybody knows that you want attention, but
Everybody
you're not
wants
supposed
attention.
to say, "I want attention."
Everybody wants attention.
But you can't say it. Nobody wants you to say, like, that's why all the men, like, even women, are mad, because they're like, why would my significant other tell me that they want attention from somebody else? Because they do.
Right.
Everybody wants attention.
Even if I'm with my man, I want him. He got her. Yeah, you goddamn right.
Exactly.
Because everybody said, like, yeah, you know, you can look, but I'm the one touching,
Uh-huh.
and stuff like that. And
You
stuff.
can look at her.
And like somebody else said, they were like, all Ayesha Curry want is for when she walk into the barbecue, the uncle to say, I see
you, nephew.
I see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all she wants. But everybody knows how that feeling is.
Yeah.
But nobody wants you to actually say it. Don't
No.
actually say it because then that makes me feel bad.
Because if they don't say it, they're like, well, you got this girl.
Yeah. This fugly.
I'm not the fugly girl at the barbecue.
Well, that fugly ass back.
Yeah, don't bring that over here.
His mama looked at her and he was like,
don't bring that over here no more.
don't bring her on though.
Man, you gonna be the fugly.
That's who you with?
That's you?
That's you right now?
Like that's you has a whole different tone. Like, oh, that's you? Oh, okay.
Well,
Or that's you, nephew? It's a whole different thing.
That's him, that's him, uncle.
And it was like, never mind.
I'm like, all right, boy. You know what I'm saying? So you walk
I
around.
see that, boy. Till I start drinking. Yeah, that's over.
Okay, so one of the other things I wanted to touch on before we get out of the subject is it kind of has to do with insecurity too, but I think it's insecurity in a different direction because I saw a lot of people saying, "Damn, what the fuck was I gonna say?" We were talking about being fugly. We were talking about getting validation. We were talking about going to the barbecue. Fuck, I just lost my train of thought.
Fugly.
Oh, okay. No, I remember now. I remember now. A lot of people were saying that she didn't think about the way when she expresses her feelings on how she feels about being, insecure and all that stuff. They're saying that she didn't consider how that makes her husband feel.
Probably not.
But my thing with that is, and I teach this even when I do therapy and things like that. A lot of times when you're getting out your feelings, you have to be selfish about that. You can't get out your feelings and be like, I don't want to say too much about how I feel because if I say how I feel, I don't want to hurt his feelings by saying how I feel.
Thank you.
And I think that's the stupidest
I'm
thing.
gonna make me a shirt.
That was the stupidest argument I saw was that people were saying, well, I mean, how do you think that makes him feel that she feels that way? Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
But fuck his feelings. I'm trying to get my feelings out.
Exactly.
Basically.
They hit a nerve.
You gotta be able to get your feelings out.
Oh, I'm just supposed to sit here and act like everything okay. No, I don't mind no attention, nigga. You get out of groupies while I sit here like a housemaid.
Because they were saying that like
with your 3-ass, bad-ass, red-ass kids.
The kids is wild.
They ain't been told no ever.
Ever. Your bad-ass kids.
But no, okay, so like my whole thing is, I don't understand why people were saying that like, when she needs to consider how it makes him feel or how it makes him look when she tells people that she feels that way.
Because it always happens for men like that.
And
y'all don't be worried about how it happens. Y'all was only worried about Beyonce. Ain't nobody worried about no other woman over here.
And the only reason I say it like that is because it happens in therapy too. It's not. I know this is a big deal because it was on Red Table Talk or whatever, but it happens when people go to therapy too. Because people say things like, what happens in the house stays in the house and nobody else is looking at your house a certain way. And so like people will go into with a therapist and be like, I'm gonna give you some information but not too much because I don't want all my information out there and then you look at my husband some kind of way or it makes him look bad or
I feel like it's the best place to tell. They don't know your people, so you should tell everything.
I know.
Instead of telling like your homeboy or something, you don't tell every fucking thing. Then again, I do.
I mean, some people, and it's your level of vulnerability, and that's the other thing. That's the last thing I'm gonna say, is you can't determine how vulnerable somebody else is supposed to be. You can't say, well, I mean, I don't think she should have said all that because I wouldn't have said, well, that's you, my nigga.
Okay,
like you not her.
My friend said that she was like, she shouldn't. You just as a wife, you can't say that. But I understand how she felt. Like women really feel this way, but we scared to say. I ain't scared. Run up to get beat down, nigga. Look. I want men to look at me like, God damn, but I'm with you, boo. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, and I'm my honest opinion on that is, I want somebody that's attractive too.
Right. Like, you don't want nobody looking at me. I work out 4-5 days a week, bitch. Look at me.
But earlier you said you didn't want the type of attention.
I'm going through some things. Nah, not like that. I told you a certain type of attention I want, but I'm not.
No, but like people say though, like you say, you walk into an event, whatever, you want people to look at each other like, oh,
you ain't gotta stare. I think I don't like that type of thing. Like you staring, like, oh, she look nice. Just like I like you look nice. Not, God damn, she got a fat ass. That's okay.
I mean, but at the same
that
time,
takes me
have to agree with some people on that they had with this. They're like, once you start asking for attention,
yeah, and that's why I said I'm good.
You
Right. So I really don't. I be like, I'm good where I'm at, because you can't say that you want attention and then you be like, I don't want that type of attention. Bitch, it's either you want this.
Hey, Red, what's going on, Red?
Oh. Yeah.
See with your own brain.
Right.
Yeah.
See, girl. Oh, you got your new brain. You ain't blind no more. Well, forget you then, bitch. Like, you know, all in your DM. I got a DM. I got a DM. A nigga said, you can't respond back. I was like, oh shit, he scared the hell out of me.
But yeah, so I mean, at the same time, you do want, everybody wants to be attracted, and then like even when you get older, like as you've been in a relationship, because they've been in a relationship for a long ass time.
Yeah.
They were together since they were like what, 17 or some shit like that, and so they've been in a relationship for a long ass time. And you know, people as they stay in relationships, they get comfortable, and you know, people talk about letting themselves go and all that kind of shit. No, and I'm not saying she did. I'm saying that like, what if you're in a relationship and you get to a point in the relationship where like the other person ain't even trying no more. And so they're not attracted to anybody anymore. They're not even attracted, like they may not even be attracted to you. But if you're in that relationship and you love that person unconditionally, what you gonna tell them?
Bye.
No, you. I was gonna say that you still tell them that they look good. You
gonna lie? You just gonna lie.
I mean, because they still attracted to you. I mean,
you just said they weren't no more.
But let's say they still are attracted because you still love them.
Where?
I'm still fucking with you.
Where?
But I'm saying like they still attracted to you. Let's say you've been married for like
just
20
cheat.
years.
Oh.
You've been married for like 20 years.
She was like, why you ass still here? I ask myself that every day.
Every damn day.
So okay, they let themselves go or
They
what?
let themselves go a little bit. People have, and I'm saying that because people have a real issue with that. They be like, oh,
I feel like when you've been married for like 20 years, you done seen different personalities.
That's not the person I married.
Right, but my mama says it changes up all the time, like every 5 years, you don't know what you're going to get because you change, you get older. No, I don't like to go. When I first met you, you like to go dancing. No, I don't like to go dancing no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think I'm just talking about aesthetic, like their looks wise.
Oh, girl, when you used to get your hair done all the time, now you don't give a shit no more. You just going out here, you gotta stay like me. What the fuck?
Or she got that little bitty ponytail up at the top, and
she just wear a bun all the time.
It's kind of like I say, one of
And you
the
be like, I hate this
psychology
shit.
classes I'm taking recently. It's like when they talk about like the modern family or whatever. They say like one of the things whatever you need to in any kind of like marriage relationship that you get into now whatever, two people need to be able to negotiate and renegotiate within their relationship.
Okay.
You need to like it's like making a new contract every couple
I met you
years.
with a 6-pack. Now you got the keg. What the fuck
Exactly.
this came from?
And I think that conversation is necessary. And this all ties back into that. Like, let's say you are with somebody and you like, damn, this nigga like got fat as fuck. He got a gut. And all that. If that's an issue for you, I think that you should bring it up. But the thing is, a lot of these conversations are taboo. Like, you cannot have these conversations.
No.
Because they're supposed to be better left unsaid.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think that that's the way it should work. I think that this conversation needs to be had. I want to look attracted to other people. I want you to be attracted to other people. I want you to be attracted to me.
Tell somebody like, hey, you're getting bigger.
That's the thing. Nobody knows how because nobody likes to have that conversation.
Hey, your breath kind of stinks. Is something rotten in your mouth?
It's
like, what are you supposed to
it boils
say?
down to this too. At the end of the day, people want to be attractive towards other people, whatever, because you want your significant other to know that hey, I still have options.
I still can
You
get out.
motherfucking right. I got options.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you have a lot of people situations, a lot of relationships they get into, whatever. You have people be like, nobody wants you with me.
Yeah, but it's some niggas that will say that.
Yeah, it's some niggas that will say that.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta let them know all the time, ladies. Let them know.
Oh, and so that was the other thing about keeping everything in the house and saying, oh, this was a conversation you ain't supposed to have out in public, blah, blah, blah. A lot of that shit happens, and that's a breeding ground for like emotionally abusive relationship. Because like if things go on, like, it seems that you're not supposed to talk about except with your significant other, and they brainwashing you to think that this is the way it's supposed to be. But because you never talk about it with your friends or with your therapist or with anybody else, you're like, oh, well, you know, relationship shit gotta stay in the house. I mean, it should. Y'all should talk about it together first. But if you have a therapist or somebody else to talk to run that by, I think you should run it by them. Because if you just listen to one person all the time, they could lead you wherever the fuck they want to go.
True.
So
that's what y'all try to do.
You keep saying y'all like I'm in
You know
that
who.
number.
Whatever you
Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. So we're gonna move on to the Woosah segment. So my Woosah segment was really just ties back into all of this because we talked about Ayesha Curry coming out and opening up about her insecurities. We talked about how her insecurities may bring up insecurities in other people, and about how those conversations aren't really had because it's taboo. But I think that what the woosah for today is just that I want everybody to feel comfortable, and I think everybody should feel comfortable opening up about insecurities. Right now, people aren't comfortable doing that because of shit like this that happens. This whole long backlash conversation that came out, I can't believe she said that.
Right.
I mean, but if you stop talking your shit for a minute and actually listen to the women that agree with her, a lot of people are saying, I feel that way too, but I can't say it.
Everybody said it at work today.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna say it.
A lot of people are saying the exact same thing. They're like, I feel the exact same way, but I've never come out.
Right.
They said, I will never come out and say it.
They said you shouldn't have said, as a wife, you can't say that. I was like,
why can't you
say it?
Because I know that people are saying, oh, just because it's on public and red table talk.
They said I wouldn't let my husband know.
They wouldn't let their husband know, and that's what's crazy to me.
I want a relationship with my husband. I can freaking talk.
Right, and everybody should. And the thing is, and that's why like one of the statuses I put on Facebook was like, men have to realize that you're on here talking about how you feel about Ayesha Curry and about how she shouldn't have said this and how she gonna feel that way about. And then you have a wife at home, or you got a significant other, or you got somebody that's attracted to you, that's considering taking that step with you, and they see that you don't think that it's right to talk about that stuff, and now they don't want to talk about that shit with you either.
Well, and it goes back to that situation of saying, at the end of the day, a lot of people are like, I can't go home and talk to my husband, my dad, I can't talk to my girlfriend. Right. Why you can't do that? Some reason, because maybe that person might not be receptive to what you're talking about and may take it a negative way.
Yeah.
Or you might be like, I can't go talk to them about that because they would say the same thing back to me. I can handle it.
You're right, and that's the problem.
And what it exposed, what a lot of this shit exposed was.
So that's their insecurity.
Everybody else has insecurities.
Yeah, but everybody else does. They just don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it.
Because they think it's weak.
Because like they say, because a lot of the men's statuses I saw came up and were saying that means she gonna cheat on.
See?
And that's what
men
are
do
really
not
scared
want
of.
no other men. Look, they won't, but don't want.
Because they know that if the roles were reversed, and if they were getting that kind of thing, if they were to say, I want that attention, they would really be thinking, I want that attention so I can fuck something if I want to on the side. But then they don't say that, but they're like, but I think that's what she's thinking because that's what I would be thinking if I was in that situation.
I had a man tell me, I know how to handle the situation. You don't know how to handle these men out here. Nigga, don't play with me. He know how to handle women coming at him, and I don't know how to handle.
A lot of men think that way though.
You don't know how to handle shit.
And like I said, it's a double-edged sword.
It is.
But I think that what this brought up was that people are really just scared to open up about what they're insecure about. And I think that
because it's a weakness, especially in the black community, we do not sit down and talk about anything we're insecure about.
But that's a flaw in us by people we choose.
True.
We know before we know by dealing with some people that we deal with before we even go to have that kind of conversation with. We already know what their response will be because we already know they're closed-minded and whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're only with them because they might be their looks, their attraction, or something like that. But as far as just on that because like I said,
or they got some insecurities that you just like, I can't tell him that because motherfucker might get mad.
But also, I can't tell him because he might get mad because I've maybe have said something about it before and somebody has said something derogatory or been mad about it. So I keep it to myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I think everybody's gonna be like that. I talk to them about it. So
really?
and it's
that's how some people feel.
It's because you can sometimes, and I'll say this for women who said that they wouldn't say it to their man. It's because not only are they kind of insecure about themselves,
man is insecure.
They know that man is insecure.
Gonna start some shit.
So they know if I say that,
you want some men looking at you, or they gonna get beat at home. I don't know. What I seen at work today, I was like, y'all hoes get beat.
But you don't even have to get beat. Like, and that's the whole thing is that a lot of people think
they don't want to argue.
A lot of people think abuse is just getting punched in your face.
Oh, verbal.
Like it's verbal, it's emotional. It's like, oh really? And then like some men are gonna manipulate you because you say something like that to them, and they
want some man looking at you.
I ain't enough for you. I can't fulfill your needs and blah blah. And then all of a sudden the woman is like on the defensive saying, oh well no, I do love you and no, you're enough for me. And now she's being emotionally manipulated. and she don't feel good anymore. So like he is still abusing her in the same way, just not physically.
But then you also have like situations where people want to talk around the subject.
Yep.
Like you have a lot of women nowadays they'll might feel a certain way about something, so they won't come directly to you about it. They'll talk around it. Like a lot of women will use the situation with Ayesha Curry to see how they men will react.
Yeah.
They might feel the same way, but they're gonna use that to see how I react.
I used to do that when I was younger.
But this is the messed up part about it. We might have a conversation about Ayesha Curry, right? And I'll be like, man, that's messed up. She should have kept that to herself in case of me, right? Mm-hmm. So now the person I'm with don't want to talk to me about shit.
Right.
But if we would actually just sit down and have a conversation, she would understand where I'm coming from. But like, yeah, she probably say, because like my feelings is if her and Steph had that conversation already, that communication, it been good. Then she might be like, oh, okay, I feel that. So now we can have more of a conversation. Mm-hmm. But if you go off my first thing about talking around some shit, and I give action,
how you feel, but not their relationship. You can feel some type of way,
right?
In their relationship,
because like Walsh was saying, because people will use that type of a conversation starter just to
to feel you out.
I do it all the time.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, and then like they'll use that on you later on, and then like because I've seen it happen where they'll be like, nah, I can't talk to you about that kind of stuff because remember what you said about Ayesha Curry like 3 months ago?
Okay,
See, I have those things. I can't talk to you about stuff like that because you already said you don't like people talking to you.
Right.
I think that's a whole different situation. It's a whole different situation. But a lot of women don't look at it that way. And so they'll be like, I use that. That's my gauge. And however you feel about that, without even having a conversation about it, I just want to hear your feelings on it. And if you say something wrong in there, I'll never talk to you about anything again. And then they just shut down. And it's stupid to do that. Everything is about community. I think that, and that's why I said the Woo song for today is just about being open all the time, especially with your significant other, your partner, your family, whoever
Even
it is.
if they like go off on you and start thinking crazy shit.
No, if they go off on you and start thinking crazy shit, those are people you shouldn't be with and shouldn't be talking to.
Oh.
You should be able to talk to somebody.
Through communications, you should be able to have that open channel with the other person to actually know how they feel about things and how things would go long term, or the case may be.
Question.
Instead of just being with somebody and shit falling apart.
Question: if they're okay, so you're able to accept their openness. They're open all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you open up, it's like what? Like their insecurities are way more. Like they came out and told you all these girls be talking to them and be looking at them. When you be telling them like, well, all this guy was talking to me and they just get real crazy. What you supposed to do?
I mean,
like insecure about that one guy, but you got all these females coming.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. That's the big thing about males is that we kind of have this thing where we are real insecure. Yeah. But we don't like talking about it. But that's why we don't like talking about it.
I can feel it. And it's really funny because majority of men are like that. Y'all can talk to a lot of women, and I can sit here and like, oh, you talk. Oh yeah, I just talked to her. But let me show attention to one male, or one male show attention to me. Niggas be like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
that's too much.
We are, I think, like I said, males a lot of times are afraid of losing and losing you. It's like it's a pride, ego kind of thing.
Losing
too.
me, huh?
Yeah.
I'm special in these streets.
Yeah, Ashley, you special. You definitely special.
Shut up.
But special aid.
Don't say that like that. I'm special.
But yeah, so I mean, overall, I think the takeaway for this is from everything, from the Ayesha everything, is open up. Like be able to open up. Be able to open up. Be secure enough in yourself to be comfortable talking about your insecurities. Be secure enough in your relationship.
Let's talk about it.
Be secure enough in your relationship that you can actually discuss problems y'all have in the relationship and actually have a conversation about it.
Like you want to pick up your dirty ass drawers.
That thing is, the funny thing is, as small as that is, that's a major conversation for some people because they're so scared.
Why is there hair in the sink?
Because they didn't like it.
Why are you pushing the toothpaste in the middle and not the bottom?
Oh, I do that.
Oh, hell no.
I do that.
You got to go, nigga. Hey, no.
But like you say, stuff can go. How petty something may seem.
Oh, that shit hurts my nerves.
No, I'm gonna talk about it on here and stuff like that. Like I had somebody before.
Put the toilet seat down, bitch.
No, we're not toilet seat down. They said that they pet peeve and they used to irk shit out of them, right? But back in the bathroom.
Toilet
Toilet paper.
Yup, me too. How you put your toilet paper on?
Well, no, it's not about how to put the toilet paper on. It'll be like this. She said that with the toilet paper or whatever, it'll be like a roll that will be like on the back of the toilet, whatever, on the side.
Okay.
That when she was over, it'd be like a little bit left on that roll, right? But it'd be set to the side or the back of the toilet, whatever, and it'd be like a fresh roll on there, on the thing on the dispenser. And so that was like a pet peeve. It was kind of like, why are you putting this on? It's still more on the other roll still. And you put the new
just
roll.
let the other one just roll out and it's changed.
Yeah.
Why you don't do that? There's too much toilet paper out here for me.
Yeah.
Because niggas get confused and don't forget to look in the back. So there's too much toilet paper. Like for real, for me that's too much.
No, and that's how I kind of came off with it. Like it's too much toilet paper out here. You kind of being wasteful. That's how I took it. But
I think that way.
But I got that. But that's my pet peeve. It's just something that really annoys me that you do, right? Well, by saying that, I explained my reason. I was like, hey, I don't have like some people in their restaurant where they have like the little toilet paper tower they put on the side or whatever. I don't have that. So I say the reason why I do that.
Like nobody touching that shit.
No, but this is the thing. I said this is the reason why I did that. I was like, hey, I don't keep my toilet paper under my bathroom cabinet. I keep it in my closet, the washer and dryer. Up top, whatever. It's like that. So I was like, if you over here, whatever, I don't want a situation where in the middle of the night or something like that, or you digging around, like under the cabinet, or trying to find where it's at with, right? I'd rather if you here, I'd rather be a fresh roll there. If the other one's gonna be done, a fresh roll there, whatever. After I explained that, we had that communication. They was like, "Oh, I see where you're coming from."
Yeah,
I disagree.
But
I like him to walk in while I'm on bring the toilet paper too.
But like I say, without that kind of communication, whatever, that shit could have went left real quick. But that took me being like, let me explain it, right? How many other niggas gonna explain?
None.
How many other niggas gonna be like, you know what? That's how you fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't leaving no part of this bitch about this shit.
Why you don't hang the towel up on the towel rack?
But that's how a lot of them arguments end, is that they just like you end up with in a deep argument over something real small when it could have just been a conversation. But the thing is, like, if you could have, and I think that's where people should start. I think people should start with communicating about small things. Like, I think this Ayesha Curry thing was like a big thing.
That's a big
insecurity issue.
Yeah.
If your first sit down conversation, like, let's test this communication thing out, is about toilet paper, let's start with it. Let's start with, hey, how do you feel about it? Hey, I just wanted to let you know that
Do you like Charmin?
No, you just let them know, hey, I have an issue with, with the way you do the toilet paper thing. I'm saying, is it a way that we can come to some kind of compromise on that or something? And then y'all have a conversation. Oh, well, no, this is the way I do it. And then, like, when they explain to you why I do it, it may actually make sense. You're like, oh, okay, well, now we've got the conversation.
But you are playing Russian roulette in anybody's situation. Yeah. Like I say, in this situation, like I said, I explained my reasoning for that, right? And the communication went fine. It's like that. You have somebody else in that situation, they'll blow the fuck up. It's like that. So like I said, you
gotta know the person.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn the person. You gotta know the person. You gotta be in steps with it. Some people just not gonna change and be open just off the bat.
Right.
Like you might be.
Or just like when I went to go eat at my friend's house, I didn't wash the dishes.
Yeah.
Remember that episode?
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Come back on.
Like, I didn't know I was supposed to, hey, wash the dishes. This ain't my damn house. But it blew up to the point, we ain't talking. We just started.
But that's what I'm saying. But like y'all should have had that.
That's why I told him, like, why you ain't just talk to me about it? Well, shit is common courtesy. What?
No, and the other thing about communication is you have to be able to listen to both sides.
Like, yeah, you supposed to talk to me, and then I would have understood, like, hey, you could, as a friend, you could tell me, like, hey, help me with these dishes. Like,
it's stupid to feel that somebody should mentally understand what you're talking about without
when you never said anything. That lets me know we're not as close as I thought, and we can't have that open relationship to talk. Like, some people you just can't talk to. And open up to, because
those are the people that you need around you. Is what I'm saying. Like when you are in a relationship with somebody, nothing should be assumed to be, assumed to be said. Because like if it's not said, it can't be assumed to be said.
Right. And so, stop thinking I know with this slang shit, because I don't know what you're talking about.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so to end this I'll just say that as you're opening up and as you're building communication with whoever you're with or with your friends or whatever it is, with your family, some people need it with their mother. You know what I'm saying?
What?
But like as you're building that communication, you have to know that like you have to know who you're opening up to for one thing, and then you have to know how to approach that conversation, and then at the end of the day, you got to be able to listen. But it's so much that goes into that. But I don't want people to not open up. I just need you to open up and not feel like you're supposed to hold things in just because people don't like talking about it. Because I hate that phrase. You're not supposed to talk about that stuff.
Let's talk about it.
All right.
All right.
So, anybody got anything else before we get up out of here?
Happy Mother's Day, Mama!
Oh yeah, it is Mother's Day.
I love you, girl.
Oh, I gotta send my mama some. Okay, yeah, I gotta send my mama her Mother's Day stuff. Anybody got anything else? Happy Mother's Day to the mothers.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Anybody got anything else?
This lady told me I'm gonna get pregnant when I'm 40, so I got high hopes.
High hopes.
You need to.
What?
You can get on that, Ashley. Go ahead.
I'm good.
You can beat that clock.
Stop the clock.
You can beat that clock.
I'm straight.
You got 5 years. You can beat that clock.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, you good.
Yeah, all right. All right. Well,
I already spin into existence and shit. That shit gonna come out of you.
Bang, bang.
But anyway, so at the end of this month, I know brunches is coming up from Memorial Day weekend, so I think they're supposed to come.
Is Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, the actual event is gonna be Memorial Day weekend.
Oh.
But they're gonna come on next week, just kind of talk to us and everything about the events and about how they've been growing in that field and everything. So look out for that next week.
That's what's up.
Anything else? Well, if not, then we are done, my friends.
Yeah, it is.
You got anything?
No.
Okay.
Ashley,
Shout out,
like
dear
she-
mama. You know.
As always, we hope you laughed a little, learned a lot. We hope we help you find the remedy to whatever's troubling you. This is What's the Remedy podcast.
All right.
Yeah.